Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest episode of 5v4 Introduces, and I'm delighted to be welcomed by two of my favourite people from Twitch. I have got Alycebaby and HouseHufflepup. Ladies, thank you for joining me.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Be here.
Oh, I've been so excited for this one. This one has been one I've been really looking forward to. So we'll make a start. As normal, I've got kind of some questions about how you guys have met, a bit of background, stuff like that. We'll talk about Twitch, and then to finish off, I've got a little bit of a game, like a word association game, because I know you guys are like best friends. So I'm going to test that kind of best friend. It's going to
be a test.
Oh gosh,
challenge.
That best friend telepathy, if you like. I'm confident. So for those that don't know, obviously you guys are best friends, but how did you guys meet?
Well, Elise, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Okay. So we actually met in elementary school. So we've known each other since first grade. So like eight years old. And I'll be 30 this year, if that tells you anything about how long we've known each other. In college, I lived with Huffle and her family. So we've lived together. We were in each other's weddings. So we've been friends for going on over 22 years now.
Oh yeah, we're in it for the long haul, man.
Yep.
We're looking forward to being in the nursing home side by side, you know?
Yep.
In rocking chairs next to each other.
Yep.
Oh, nice. I didn't realize how long it was. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been any fallouts in that time? Because you guys seem pretty tight. Like it doesn't seem like there'd be anything like that, but I guess it was such a long time.
Yeah, I wouldn't say fallouts. I would just say in high school, like we both kind of got really involved in different stuff. So we kind of like we were never not friends in high school, but we kind of gained our own social groups for a little while. And then eventually like in college came back together closer. But yeah, I wouldn't say there's been any fallouts, but we definitely made our own friend groups and then kind of come back and,
That's amazing. So growing up, obviously, I'm guessing up until high school when you naturally branch out and social groups get a little bit bigger and things. What would you guys have been up to together sort of back in the day?
Oh, gosh. So we both are very close to each of our own mothers, and our moms were both also very good friends. And so we were either at one or the other person's house constantly. Mm-hmm. My mom, big crafter. So she'd always have something planned. It's like, let's make bandanas, let's make scrunchies, let's go to the Dollar Tree and just goof off. We've got pictures I posted it on Twitter before, Huffle and I standing in a Dollar Tree with these crazy fur colored purses. And that's in the middle of a Dollar Tree with my mom. But we've also had the same type of adventures with Huffle's mom and going out, and her mom would always make us go and take fun pictures because her mom's a photographer. And so it's kind of nice that our moms were also friends and able to kind of have a full family connection.
We were really involved with Girl Scouts when we were younger, and our moms led our Girl Scout troop. So, So yeah, we did a lot. We did a lot together. Down to like just making up our own dances together and stuff like that. Yeah, we did it all.
Those lasted well into college, making up our own dance.
Oh yeah. Study break, dance it out.
So does that mean we're going to see it like now Huffles is kind of busting some moves on TikTok? Elise, you going to join in?
No.
I tried. I tagged her. I added her, and I tried to challenge her to do it, but apparently that's a big no.
I've posted 2 TikToks, and they're both of my dogs, and I'm old enough that I'm like, this is hard. I don't want to do this.
I'm not gonna lie. I had to YouTube how to make a TikTok. I'm not gonna lie about that, but now that I've done it, I'm a master. No big deal.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I've posted 2. One was just a clip from Twitch. The other, I didn't really know what I was doing and just kind of winged it. But now I'm kind of thinking, I've got a 7-year-old girl here who I could easily hire in exchange for Robux to be like my TikTok advisor. So
Yes.
I think the Twitch channel is going to have its first employee.
Yes. Yes.
I dread to think what you'll have me doing though. So it sounds like you guys have always grown up with a kind of a creative influence. Is that kind of carried over into, was that part of the reason why you started Twitch? Or like, who started first?
I believe Elise technically started first. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of my good friends is also a streamer on Twitch. So in college, so my husband, the Tyrex, also streams. He's gotten into it a little bit more, but he has a good group of friends that he's also co-workers with. And one of their past roommates started streaming initially and kind of pulled me into their gaming group. Like I wasn't big in terms of like hardcore video gaming. Like I grew up playing on a PlayStation 2, your Super Nintendo, Game Boy, things like that.
Yeah.
But I kind of put that all down when I got into like high school and early college. And then later in college, Ty and I got our first apartment and our roommate had a gaming console and Ty brought all of his gaming consoles because he's got like your GameCube, your Sega. So he has a lot of stuff. So I kind of got back into, I'm a PlayStation player as well as Switch, and only recently have I started to touch PC. But his good friend, Dr. Hot Sauce, he streams and he kind of introduced me to this community, and he streamed for about a year before I decided, let's try this. Let's get into this. And I initially started with Animal Crossing because I've got about 1,000 hours into that game. And I'm like, this is something I'm very comfortable talking about and streaming. So I kind of started with something I was a little bit more comfortable in. And then a couple of weeks after I started, Huffle got into it.
Yeah. So I knew of Dr. Hot Sauce and I watched his streams and stuff. And I knew Elise and Tyrex had dabbled in streaming. Like they hadn't gone like fully official with their streams yet. They weren't at affiliate status. So I had seen a couple of those, and my husband loves video games, and we've always gotten into some games together, but he's really been the hardcore gamer of us. Like he knows what the popular games are. He knows what to anticipate as far as what the latest and greatest game is. So I kind of knew about the gaming world from him. Then I saw them start streaming, and in November, I tried my first stream. I tried Minecraft and got into Minecraft a little bit. And I found out how much I don't know about streaming, or that there was such a learning curve. And I had a PC at the time, and I was like, and at that time as well, a lot of school, since I'm a teacher, a lot of education became more virtual. So things like webcams and stuff like that, I had started acquiring certain things just out of the necessity of needing it anyway.
Yeah.
So I thought, why not give this a go? Like I could do this too, right? And then I discovered, well, like there was super lag. Elise and I were actually on the stream together, my very first stream, trying to play Minecraft together. And we were in a Discord channel that kept cutting out and you couldn't hear the other person half the time. And so I said, you know what? I got a lot of things to learn, and then life kind of took over a little bit. And then in February, I made like my official like streaming commitment and said, okay, I think I've learned some things. I think I got some things ironed out. I know the tech a little bit better. Let's go for it. Let's go all in. And at that point, Elise had already got an affiliate or been very close to affiliate by the time I decided to jump all in. And so then I said, yeah, let's do it. And since we had our friend group that had all decided to kind of get in on it at the same time, we had a really good base support system right from the get-go, which was nice. And so it was just kind of like a bonding thing when you can't go a lot of places or you can't hang out a lot. It's been a nice like social group of people that we get to hang out with and have fun with.
What do your the kids at school think? Do they know?
they don't really know. They know that I play some games. Like they'll be like, oh, have you been on Mrs. Huffles? That's what I'll call myself. Because that's obviously what the kids call me, right? No. Mrs. Huffles, you play Fortnite? Like, I'm like, yeah, I've played some Fortnite. They get really into the games, and of course, YouTube is all the rage. And I created some YouTube videos for like lessons when COVID happened, and they were like, oh my gosh, our teacher's a YouTuber. They thought it was the coolest thing. And actually, I gave the kids an assignment when Tyrex started streaming, Elise's husband started streaming. I gave them an assignment because they're so into gaming and they're so into like, oh, that's a glitch. Oh, it's glitching out. Like they say glitch for everything, probably. Yeah. So I had them actually draw him a logo and write why he should pick their logo. And they loved it. They ate it up. They were like, oh my gosh, we're making a logo for a real gamer. This is so cool. They thought it was the best. So they don't know like how much I'm in it, but they fully support it.
That's brilliant. And Elise, what did Ty make of that? Did he see any of them?
Yeah, he so Huffle showed him off on her stream, and Ty, his very next stream, his like loading screen was a slideshow of all of those drawings.
Oh, that's amazing.
And if you look at his Twitter profile, the banner for his Twitter profile is a collage of all of those drawings.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yes. That is brilliant.
Yes, he loves them.
That's such a good assignment as well, though. Like I can't imagine when I was at school anything like that. Like the teachers and stuff in my school, you can't imagine them playing video games. Like it just didn't happen. Like
yeah, they're into it. They love the games. They love talking about video games, Roblox, YouTube, you name it. They'll talk about it if it goes with technology of any kind.
And I know Huffles, you mentioned obviously being a teacher, and Elise, I know from outside you're both involved in education in kind of different ways. Yeah. How's that been this past year?
So Elise, I'll let you go first.
Yeah,
you go first.
I actually had to step away from my job with everything going on. So I haven't actually worked since July. But prior to that, for several years, I worked in a university, working in student life, financial aid, but the most recent being student life. So working with college students, and I'm friends with many of them because it is not that huge of an age gap. And having been there and in this kind of mentor role with them, you build that friendship and it's different with smaller children where you can't be friends with them on Facebook or Twitter or Snapchat, things like that. But I know a lot of them still talk to me, and it's very hard for them. And my heart aches for them. Having gone from being in this, because it was the programming board who planned all the big events for campus, like comedians and like the fun, like we're going to do Frisbee golf, things like that. And they're not able to do that. And having to basically grind to a stop and reevaluate everything that they knew in terms of this is what college is, but also in terms of this is how we're going to move forward with planning events for our community to stay connected. I know it was very hard for a lot of them, and a lot of them are finally starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with those roles. I'm hoping one day to get back into a mentor role like that. But right now it's kind of, I've got like health issues, and being out in the community right now is terrifying. I've been home for over a year now. So
other factors are kind of taking over at the minute, aren't they? But it must have been so hard for everybody to adjust, and I suppose for the university and you guys to drive that engagement remotely. Like it's such a big adjustment. But Huffles, what about you? Because I think you teach kind of similar age to my daughter, and I've seen the parent side of it. So what was it like from the teacher's point of view?
Yeah, so last spring, so like a year ago now, we started this adventure of shutting everything down and going virtual. And at the time, that was a radical change for us because we just rolled out what we call one-to-one. So we just rolled out the stipulation that every child has an electronic device that last school year. And so we went with iPads for our school, and that technology was new for a lot of teachers and for the students. It was brand new that school year. And then all of a sudden we're sending them home with this device that teachers themselves hardly know how to use. And the students definitely hadn't been like trained to independently do a lot of things. Like obviously the older students can do a lot more, but our younger students, you know, we're always there to coach them through how to do certain things. So that was a huge adjustment. It took parent communication and contact to a whole new level for us. Like you're in their homes with them, teaching the family basically. And so we did that from home in the spring. And then by the time the next school year was about to roll around, we just decided that we can't bring our students back safely. They had tried every plan in the book to plan for the students to come back. And then last minute, our numbers were rising. Our COVID numbers in the area were really bad at the time. And so they said, no, almost every school in the area was just like a domino effect making the decision. And so our school did the same and said, we're going to be virtual. And so for the first couple months of school, it looked different than last spring's virtual. It was a little more rigorous with like you have a certain class time. So like your teacher is online teaching a lesson at this time, and then you have work to do after that on the side. So that was really different. Teaching a whole class of students online at the same time was definitely different for me. I had to kind of relearn how to do my job a little bit. And engage students virtually versus like being right in front of them is so different. And you'd think with all the video games that they like, they wouldn't mind virtual classes. And for the most part, they didn't. But it's really hard to keep their attention and their focus when they're at home in their own comfortable environment, you know, so that was different. And then we did decide to bring students back, and I became a full-time in-person teacher in, I think it was September, October. So my class came back to school, and that all new regulations for cleaning and sanitizing and how the kids can interact with each other and how, you know, they all have to be masked. And that was new for them. So that was very different. And at that point, we're a couple months into the school year, but it was kind of like starting a new school year because everything's new. We're bringing them all back and they hadn't seen each other in so long. And so we dealt with that. And now we're kind of ending our school year. At the end of May is when our school year closes out here. And you can see that this whole year has kind of taken a toll. They're really ready to be done. I think more so than a normal school year. We just had spring break at the beginning of April, and they all came back like, do we still have to keep doing this? So we're grinding it out. We're almost done. But yeah, it's been an experience and a journey, that's for sure.
Yeah, I can definitely vouch for that, having been on the parent side of things and having to learn things myself. Like the way kids do things now is completely different to how we probably did it when we were growing up. And they have ways of working things out. And when they're doing their math classes, it's like, no, we have to do it this way. And I'm like, well, why? That's not how we do it. Like, Dad, this is how we do it. And I'm like, right, why okay, I'm going to have to listen to this. Yeah, like it gets the same answer, but no, you have to do it this way. I'm like, right, okay, no worries. But yeah, I think the teachers and the students especially have dealt with so much, and hats off to them, especially the little ones that don't have a full grasp of how serious things were outside. Because I sheltered my daughter from a lot of it. Kind of, they knew to wash their hands and all that, but they didn't know how many people would die, and they didn't know anything like that. They didn't need that. so to get through all that and finally get back to some sort of normality, you guys have all done a brilliant job.
Well, and parents too. Parents have gone through a lot too, and have really stepped up to the plate to help like partner with their child's education. So that's very important to
recorder lessons
add as well. But also in my area, there was a time when COVID got very, very bad.
Yeah.
And so a lot of my students were dealing with deaths in the family and having to quarantine because of exposures and things like that. So like they've really gone through a lot personally, like outside of the textbook, outside of the classroom too. They've been really going through a lot mentally.
Absolutely. So going back to Twitch, how's your Twitch experience been? What have been the best bits and what have been the kind of the not so good bits?
Go ahead, Elise.
Best bits. Meeting so many amazing people. I have met amazing people on Twitch, and I'm lucky to call some of them friends now. And like we game outside of streaming and we chat outside of streaming. And I've learned some of them only live several hours away from me. So it's like fun road trips are getting planned once everything's safe to like actually meet people. And kind of being exposed to like different points of views and new games and just different ways that people handle situations. So I definitely would say the good parts of the community has been the best part.
I would say that too. Just meeting so many amazing people is something I did not anticipate when I jumped into this gaming streaming world of Twitch. I guess I thought, well, I'll stream, maybe people will watch, maybe they won't. I guess I didn't really have a full grasp on even what the community was like before jumping in. And that has been the most amazing surprise for me is how supportive people have been, how kind and welcoming most people have been. Like even in their chats, you know, they'll have people that will say, oh, hey, you know, how are you doing? How are things going? People that get to know me a little bit better that I've never met in real life, but they'll be like, hey, how are the dogs doing? You know, like, that's been truly surprising that we've gotten so close as a community. And there's been this ripple effect. Like I meet great people, those great people introduce me to great people, those great people introduce me to more great people. And that's something I just didn't anticipate, I guess, going in, but I'm happy about it.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the connections is part of the things that I didn't expect. I thought maybe if people watch, we'd have a bit of a chat. That would probably be people go their separate ways. But now it's kind of like, I really know these people, and you guys included. Like Alicia was saying, you know, we play games off stream, and we've played Among Us, and nobody streamed, and we had such a laugh, and it was literally like we'd known each other for ages. Whereas it's maybe been a couple of months. So yeah, I think I totally agree with you guys. What about the drawbacks or the not so great bits, if there is any?
I would say as a female streamer, I've personally received messages, and I know many other female streamers have received messages, because there is, no matter what community you go in, there's going to be your small group of small-minded, bigoted
Cavemen.
Individuals,
bad apples.
Yes, bad apples. Who I would say, like, when I'm playing games like Animal Crossing and Stardew, those little lighthearted games, no issues. But once I enter a realm of gaming that I personally enjoy, like battle royals, Apex, things like that, where it is a more male-dominated gaming experience, you get messages like, you're only getting followers because you have boobs. You're only getting followers because of the way you look. People are only here because you're a girl. Like you get messages like that just kind of tell you that you're not good enough as a gamer, but you're only getting such and such, or you're not getting such and such because of who you are. So it's a lot of women within the community. I have a group of strong female streamers that I kind of vent to, and we rely on one another and we support one another. And you have to have that strong group who's able to kind of block these individuals, shut them down, like even chat, like they'll go in and be like, because we were talking about like what color to dye my hair, and someone was like, well, what does Ty think of that? What do I care what my husband thinks what color my hair is? Like, it's my hair. And my chat just was like, no, like it's kind of like, but it's still an issue to this day that women are facing discrimination within the gaming community because we are women. And it's something that needs addressed and it needs called out. We need anyone who sees anything like that to call it out.
Absolutely.
I would say, like, if I'm playing the lighthearted games like you mentioned, like, I feel like people expect that. But then, you know, when I play like Mortal Kombat or things like that, that's shocking to people, more shocking to people, I think. And I'm like, well, we can all play. Like, I know lots of guys that enjoy Stardew and other games, other cutesy games like that. But I know lots of females that enjoy first person shooter games and Mortal Kombat and stuff like that too. So, you know, it's just about having fun.
Such a lazy outlook. Like all that says is that the person hasn't taken enough time to really appreciate how good you are at whatever game it is you're playing. At least I've seen you play Apex and you kill it. Like, and
yes,
whether you've got boobs or whether you've got two heads, it makes absolutely no difference. Like, it's ridiculous. And I know we spoke briefly about this topic before the podcast. So I did a little bit of research, and I came across some stats. So, and it was based on UK female gamers, and 33% of them say they've been a victim of abuse or discrimination from male gamers.
Wow.
I mean, that's a hell of a lot. And it breaks it down. So these percentages are just, obviously they all add up to over 100 because some will kind of overlap and things, but 51% of them said it was verbal abuse. 40% was messages or comments that were inappropriate, either sort of DMs on PlayStation or comments in chat. 32% was sexual harassment, and 10% were threats of rape.
Oh my gosh.
Hearing that, what are you guys, so how does that make you guys feel? Or what thoughts spring to mind?
I would say those numbers are shocking because it is shocking to hear it be that much. But again, but on the other hand, I'm not surprised like that. I see things go out on Twitter all the time that are like, well, someone unfollowed me because I refused to flirt with them on stream or things like that. And it is shocking to hear it all put together kind of like that. But I think those are the like numbers people need to hear. And we should have to think about that, you know?
It's less shocking for me having worked at a university and being on a first response team for issues such as rape or suicide or things like that. I was on that first response team and I dealt with housing and I dealt with constant issues of I'm getting DMs, and I've personally received DMs on Twitter because of my streaming and who I am. So it's like, I'm personally one of those victims who've received direct messages. And having gone through this training and being certified and to handle these situations, I'm able to quickly shut it down and just kind of move along, where there's other people who they're going to take it a lot harder than I am. But I've called myself a robot for a very long time because I'm able to kind of just shut things down and move along. But there are people out there who can't, and it's going to hurt someone, and it's going to deter someone from doing what they enjoy. They started streaming because they enjoy gaming, and for someone to come in and do things like this and kind of say like, you're not good enough, or you're only getting this because of this, and to kind of take that joy away from someone, it's unacceptable.
Well, and I will say the community as a whole, like let the majority of the Twitch community find out that you put someone on the spot like that, or that you were toxic in any way, and they will shut you down. I have seen that happen too, where people, you will get ousted because the Twitch community as a whole is not putting up with that. And I love that. I love that we can stand behind each other and say these actions or these words are wrong, and don't bring that over here. You know, haters, go continue to be haters elsewhere, like walk on, you know. And that has been nice to see as well. It's sad that there are still people that think that it is okay to do and say whatever they want to whoever they want. But I will say, being able to band together, like I think most of us have, and like I've seen on Twitter and even in comment sections, I had somebody said something about my name once, and I had lots of people in the chat just like be like, no, you cannot say that, you cannot assume, you cannot, you know. And they read them they read them their rights. So it's nice to have people like that in your corner too.
Rightly so.
The majority of the community is positive and loving and supporting, but we do need to just, these few bad apples got to go.
We need to continue to say these things are not okay. You know, even as far as racism and things like that, people that think it's still okay to do and say certain things in people's chats or even on stream, or even down to their gaming names. I know I've seen people jump into online games where their name or their team name is a racist slur. Like, I know
I've watched one of your videos.
We've had that,
where you guys instantly were like, report them afterwards. This is not okay. Like,
it's instant response. You know.
Do you think these people feel threatened? Because I mean, growing up, there was very, very few female gamers. They just didn't exist. Like any girl I grew up with, and majority now still don't play. But it's on the rise, and we're seeing so many really, really good gamers who just happen to be female. Like I can think of sort of 5 or 6 off the top of my head from our level who are absolutely killing it. Do you think these kind of uneducated male gamers who are coming out with these comments, are they just threatened? Are they like, what do you think it's down to?
I hope it's just coming down to a threatened level, and that's not just the basis of who they are as a human being. I'm hoping that it's I'm in a male dominated field, and there's these women coming in and they're ruining the gaming experience. I'm hoping that it's just a threatened thing, because that's something that can be addressed and that can change, versus this is who they are as a person, and this is like how they act out in the real world, because that's a deeper issue.
And I think for pretty much any rotten apple in any group, some of it is about like asserting some type of power or dominance in some way, and about just, you know, I don't know, like just putting on a face. And I don't know if that says more about their insecurities or what, but again, if it's about their insecurities, then that's something that can be addressed and something that can, you know, be helped. So yeah, I would hope that it's something, you know, we all can continue to call out and name for what it is, and then people realize that, oh, this is not appropriate.
Yeah, absolutely. Having been subjected to this and had comments made and things like that, what drives you on to continue? Because at least, like you said earlier, there'll be girls that will game and maybe receive a couple of comments, and that will be it. They'll step away, and they'll maybe go to different things, or they maybe play mobile games and things like that. Like there's a stat here that 63% of mobile gamers are female, and my first thought was, is that because there's less exposure to toxicity? There's no voice chat in most mobile games. You can literally play wherever you are. There's no face cam. There's nothing. You can it's easier to hide who you are. And it's if that's the case, and it's such a sad thing. What drives you guys on? Because you guys are, despite all this, still going, still putting out amazing streams, attracting, sort of building a brilliant community. What drives you on?
For me, I know it's the group of gamers that I have built strong friendships with. I've got strong female streamers as well as strong male streamers or just male gamers who support me, who are able to know that there are days that I'm good at Apex and there are days that I suck. Like they recognize me as a human being versus just this machine that's here and playing games. They know that hey, I'm a person. I've got feelings. I've got bad days. And it's ultimately, it boils down to the joy of gaming for me. Yeah. I play games because I love it. I play games because it's something that brings me joy, and hopefully the community that comes and hangs out with me is able to get enjoyment from watching, right, or get enjoyment from I constantly am asking for ideas and feedback and stuff like that, and being able to make those connections. And for me, I'm a very naturally social person, and having the ability to be able to have these conversations and make these connections is something that pushes me to keep going and to continue to break the stereotype and show that I'm a complex gamer. I'm going to play anything from Stardew to Animal Crossing to Apex, Dead by Daylight. I've got a wide range of what I play. I'm an honest to God variety streamer. So it's nice to continue to push that and play what I feel like playing and enjoy for the day.
Right.
And honest to goodness, I never claim to be good at any game. So, and for me, it's not what it's about. For me, it is completely 100% about people and about interaction with the community and interaction with friends and people who are becoming friends. So if you're in my stream to watch really good gameplay, you're there for the wrong reason. I'm just going to say that. If you're there because you want love and you want me to build you up, I got you there. I got that.
I can 100% vouch for that. You guys are very, very good at that. But I say it as well, what I lack in talent, I will make up for in enthusiasm. I might be horrific at a game, but I'll still try. And if I suck, I suck, and I'll have a laugh. But hey ho.
And from the teacher side of me too, anything you want to learn how to do, go learn how to do it. If you want to learn how to do it bad enough, if you want to play that game, go play that game. Who cares if you're bad? Give it a go. Give it a shot. You'll never know. Maybe it'll still be the best game you ever played, even though you die 150 times. Who knows? And
it's all learning, isn't it?
Go for it.
If you suck at first, go away and do a bit of research, get some information. Information's power. You can then go away and say, okay, now I know how this game works. I can get better at it. And if that's what you want to do, if you don't want to do that and you are quite happy dying regularly and having a laugh with it, more power to you. Go for it.
Exactly.
So to wrap up this little bit, and to kind of end on a bit more of a positive note, what would you say if there's a young girl watching this that's thinking about streaming, has heard, there's toxicity on Twitch and all that sort of stuff? What would you say to them? What would your words of advice be?
I would personally say, find that community that supports you. Find those streamers or just gamers in general who are going to be there to back you. So it's if you take the time to kind of get to know the community and then jump into it, you're going to have a really good base to start out with. So for example, Ty's not a woman, but Ty had 50 followers before his first stream because people just instantly, he's in chats and talking and they're like, I'm going to follow him to support him. So find that niche and that group that is undoubtedly going to support you and be there from day one.
And just be authentically you, because I'm going to tell you how many people are gaming and streaming. There are people like you out there or that will love you and support you exactly how you are. You don't have to be anybody else just because you see a really successful streamer doing X, Y, or Z. doesn't mean you have to do that. It doesn't mean that's the formula to success. It just means you develop your own formula. You pave the way for you. So again, find those people that are going to back you and support you. Find the community that's made out of love, and be authentically you.
Yeah. The only person that can be the best version of you is you. Like that's your unique selling point. And I guess when you find those people that are like you, they'll gravitate towards you, and you'll build a community a bit like we have sort of quite a sort of an amalgamation of communities, and we've all kind of seemed to have interlinked a little bit, and it's brilliant. But ladies, if there is anybody that's watching this that's considering streaming, hit these guys up and follow what they do, learn from them. They are brilliant at what they do, and they're a shining example of how to build a brilliant community. They really are.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
So let's put this friendship to the test.
Oh, here we go.
So I did this with Informal Gamers, which is one of the episodes that's due to come out shortly. And it's based on a game that is played on a radio station in the UK. And it's essentially, it's called 5 Words, 5 Grand. So it's a word association game. So the presenter asks the caller, gives them 5 words, and they literally need to give the first word that comes into their head. They then let the caller go on mute. They ask another presenter the same 5 words, and however many they match, they get $1,000 for. So
you're going to tell me a word, and I need to say the word that comes to my head when it's my turn, right? But then Elise is going to try to guess the word that I said, that I thought of.
Yeah. So, for example, Huffles, if you went first, for example, I would give you a word. So Elise would kind of mute the conversation or cover her ears or whatever, so she can't hear what you're saying. I'll give you the 5 words, and you'll give me the first words that come in your head on the back of that. Then we'll invite Elise back in. We'll ask her the same 5 words, and we'll see how many match. And then I've got another 5 words, so we can do the role reversal.
Okay. I'm so scared.
It's like we're good friends, but we also have very different brains.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they're pretty straightforward words, so we'll see how you guys do. But I always like to have kind of a little bit of fun to finish off with. So who wants to go first?
I'll let Huffle go first. So
I
will just mute my audio, I guess, and then you guys can just like
we'll give you a thumbs up when we're ready. So
muting my speakers now.
All right, can you hear us?
Okay, hello, testing. No cheating.
No, we're good. All right, so the first word is car.
And I just say the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, just word association.
Fast.
All right. White.
Paper.
All right. Ear.
Listen.
All right. Cushion.
Soft.
All right. And sun.
Beam.
All right. Right. Let's get her back in and we'll see how we did.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me unmute my computer. Okay, I'm back.
All right.
Okay, I'll say I gave I don't know this. I don't really know that I played correctly, but
it's all.
It shouldn't be too hard.
So I'll give you the words one at a time, and it's literally word association. So the first word that comes into your head. So
okay.
And then one at a time.
What words did I say?
Right. So
the quiz.
The first one is car.
A blue. That's what color my car is. I don't know. I know she didn't say
that. No. Couples went with fast.
Fast.
Yeah.
All right. So word number 2 was white.
Paper.
Yes. You got that one. All right. Number 3 was ear.
Earring.
Oh,
that's a
close.
good one. I should have said that.
We went with listen. It was close, though.
She's a teacher. She's like, put your listening ears
on.
Yeah,
right. Absolutely.
Should have.
To be fair, I'll give you half a point. It's close. It's kind of the same sense. Number 4 was cushion.
Couch.
Oh.
It's soft. That's all right. We're 1.5. That's not too bad.
Like I said, different brains.
And then the last one was sun.
Beach.
Oh, I thought we had it.
I said beam, like sunbeam, but beach was so close.
Huffle loves the beach, so
I do. You're right.
All right. So we're gonna do some role reversal. So I've got 5 different words.
So now I mute, right?
You mute, or you can just take your headphones off, whatever's easier. Can you hear us? Don't think she can.
Nope.
All right. Okay, so Elise, word number 1 is star.
Light.
All right. Number 2 is beer.
Gross.
All right.
Wine person.
Number 3, chicken.
Oh, eggs.
All right. Number 4 is phone.
iPhone.
All right.
I don't know.
And the last one is dog.
Family.
All right. Let's go. We'll give her a little thumbs up.
Okay.
I wish you the best. I did bad.
You're trying to trick me.
No, I'm not. You said words, my brain melted.
They're so random that they just put you on the spot as well.
Okay,
all right.
Great.
So
Love it.
Number 1 was star.
Stardew.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
We went with light.
I said
dang. Dang it.
Number 2 is beer.
Oh, geez. What could she have said for beer? I'm sure she said bud.
I said gross.
Thanks for that. Thank you. That was an easy one.
Yeah. It's number 3 is chicken.
Wing.
I said eggs.
Eggs.
Wing would have been such a good one as well. All right.
Chicken
number 4
eggs. Okay.
was phone.
Call.
Elise. she said iPhone.
Like I said, my brain melted.
What did you say? What did you
say?
iPhone. Oh my gosh.
My brain died.
I'm really bad at those word games too. Like I feel the pressure. And I'm like, I don't know, my brain starts scrambling and I can't come up with clear thoughts.
All right. Last one was dog.
Oh gosh, she could have said a number of things. Love.
Close. It's family.
Oh, good one.
There's some pretty good ones. It's pretty close, but like you said, it's pretty good. Despite being best friends, you have totally different thought processes.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. 100%.
In the best possible way. Elise, House Hufflepup, it has been an absolute pleasure. I've thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you for being so open and honest about the darker side of Twitch, if you like. And I've thoroughly enjoyed getting to know that little bit more about you guys, and that game was brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Anytime, ladies, anytime.